today. I believe you are also the Juno holder, right?
Yes, yes,
From
true.
the community, and I guess you've seen my videos. What's your name, by the way? Kanner.
Janesh.
Oh, Janesh.
Yeah, Janesh
Janesh.
in
Okay.
Turkish.
I-
In-
Okay.
Not
And
Janesh, but
no, so not perfect.
like Jan, right? The English Jan.
John.
Yeah, it's half of my name, Jan, and then you just put plus er like Janer.
Joner.
Yes, correct.
Joner. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, Joner. And you said you live in Japan,
Yes,
and there's big issue with the Juno network. So
yes.
what is going on there?
Unfortunately.
We have the Takumi, who is considered the whale. There was proposal, and I guess there is a lot of different theories on both sides. There is a theory that Takumi doesn't speak English; he pretend that he lie about all of the customers are existing, misconceptions maybe about how who are his customers, uh, what is the business, but no one is really aware how does the crypto look in Japan. And I guess
True.
if they would understand how the crypto state looks in Japan, what's the Japanese culture, what's the maybe relation of Japanese people to the crypto, they would
Hmm.
have different view on situation
Sure.
with the Juno well. So could you maybe tell me like few words about yourself? Uh,
Okay. It's
yeah.
been like 9 years. I'm in Japan. I came here for study. I got Japanese scholarship. I studied in Japan as a PhD student. I got my PhD here, and not related with IT. I have PhD in applied marine bioscience. What I did mainly about food safety things, and now I work for a private company. What I do basically, I import foods for the company. I'm in charge of imports. That's what I do.
Oh,
And
that's really cool. You are biologist basically.
kinda like fisheries biologist, can say
Yeah, but
seafood biologist. Yeah.
and it's very big in Japan. Let's say it. The bluefin
Yes, but
tuna.
I actually I graduated from the one of the biggest and oldest fisheries university in Japan.
Hmm.
It's true, but at the moment I don't deal with the seafood anymore. We just import various kinds of food from Turkey and Australia and Brazil.
Hmm.
So
Are you living in
not
Tokyo?
see. I work in central Tokyo. I just live next to Tokyo. I live in Kawasaki City,
Hmm.
just next to Tokyo.
Yeah,
It's in Kanagawa Prefecture.
yeah. I wonder what we could start about because how long you've been in crypto? Maybe I wonder what's your interest.
Um, okay, so I've been following crypto for long, but I was not investing in crypto.
Hmm.
More or less a year, I can say. I don't want to lie anyone. And but I was always following the technology behind the crypto.
Hmm.
I'm not really interested in the crypto. Actually, I'm more interested in the blockchain technology. To be honest, crypto is one of the part of this, and everyone only looks about the money, and they only see the crypto. But I think the future is not the crypto by itself. I think the future is the blockchain technology behind the crypto,
Hmm.
and also I believe decentralization about the finance and and other things. Uh, that's like that's why I'm in Cosmos actually.
Yeah,
It's
when did
like
you get into Cosmos? Like and like how did you find it?
December,
Because and how did you
December.
find it? Like why Cosmos? There's so many others.
Yeah, I was investing in another platform and I was trying some others. I have Ethereum, a little bit, just really little, and I did some investments in Binance Smart Chain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I was checking the Polkadot parachains. I did
Mm-hmm.
small investments there as well. Also Kusama a little bit, and then uh, it's kind of I got lucky. I can tell because uh, I was watching YouTube videos, right, like your videos, and
Mm-hmm.
of course I saw Atom by itself, but I didn't invest Atom. I didn't really know, and like I saw, and I'm like, okay, then it can be a good chance, and I start looking and watch more videos and videos. I'm basically Juno guy. My friends call me Juno
Mm-hmm.
now because I really like Juno. I mean, I like the Cosmos entire ecosystem, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm more into Juno, that the smart contracts, the ecosystem. Juno network is quite friendly, and everyone is like always discussing lots of drama. It's like watching Netflix.
It doesn't really exist with any other network, because other networks is like, oh, this is just blockchain, we buy tokens, right? But here's like people are very engaged in the Twitter. Sometimes the offensive words flying to each other, and it's
Yes,
like
yes, true.
everyone is arguing. So you found it from the YouTube videos about Juno. We were like, oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
and you invested
Yes,
then,
yes.
and you are not
And
aware
I keep
that there.
investing.
Okay, that I hope it's okay. I hope it doesn't hurt because the price,
Yeah, but
is.
the thing is, I don't have a big money. I don't have big investment. Like I don't have that big budget to invest, so I keep investing with small things. Like I collect and I try to
Yeah.
manage things. And actually, not only me, some of my friends also they joined after me. I introduced to them, and uh, those guys both like near 80 hash point
Hmm.
and around $40, and now it's going
So
it's about
they
15 16, but they don't
don't
complain
like you.
because
Okay.
no, it's not like that because we look like a long-term investment. We don't look
Hmm.
for make a quick money. We know that has a lot of things behind Juno, right? It's gonna be huge if we can achieve it all together as a community. But Juno has a really strong community. I like the devs, and they are trying hard, and you can, you know what? It's it's so good that you can just tweet them, and they respond you like on Twitter, like they share the ideas. They don't have to agree with you. Like I watch your videos all the time, and not many people agree
Hmm.
with you. You look from the different side, right? But you share.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the important
I'm
point.
very vocal, and I understand that some people might not really like it. And what you really said, because you said it's not big amount, and I think many people, so I don't want to be investment advisor, but when price go up, there is always this feeling, oh, I'm going to miss out. And then
Mhm.
people, let's say some people would spend actually life savings because they think in 3 months it will be worth 10 times. But I think in most of the situations that will never happen, because there is always retractions and there is always time. And if someone wants to get engaged into blockchain, it's absolutely fine to do like 30-40 dollars a month and learn to play with it. The fees are low on Juno.
Sure,
You can go play with liquidity and just engage in. You don't have to be whale to be engaged into community. It's
sure,
that's it. And there might be, if there will be a lot of the small people, then Juno will be successful. You actually can enjoy the participation of the blockchain without becoming super rich, because maybe it's not only about this. Not sure if you see the comment. Let's jump to this. I was actually talking a lot with Soy because I visited Japan once, and because I used to live in Hong Kong, so it's
ah, I
different.
see.
But I used to live in Hong Kong. My fiance is from Hong Kong. She would call herself
Mhm.
Hong Kongese, She
Okay.
fly to Japan often because she's flight
Okay.
attendant. I've been only
Ah, I see.
to Okinawa for like 1 week. Actually, it was Ishigaki, so it was even like tiny, tiny, very remote place.
Okay.
Um, but my experience and her experience is every time when I would see, like, they don't speak English, like, at all. Like the week in Ishigaki, I have spent, not a single person was able to speak Japanese. It was often very awkward. Even when I saw foreigners, they actually spoke Japanese to Japanese people, those who live there. So we went for like very delicious wagyu, and there was this
Okay.
Japanese restaurant man, and he was introducing us, and he was talking with excitement in Japanese, and we were like sitting there awkwardly because no idea what the hell he's talking. We visited
That's funny.
restaurants and different places, not a single word, not even like, in most of the cases it probably wasn't even thank you. It was great
Okay.
experience.
Let me tell the story. Sorry about
So
cutting you,
but
but
let me just finish. But
okay.
Soy,
Mhm.
the guy who commented here, he said,
Yeah, I'm saying that.
he says it's nonsense. I have brother, I think he said brother or friend who work there. Japanese speak perfect English. I was like, I don't know where you get this from. So yeah.
Okay. So I moved to Japan 2012. It's been it's gonna be 10 years in October, this October, right? And I studied in Japanese university. When I was in university, when I was working in the university, okay, I didn't really need to speak in Japanese. I never went to the Japanese language school. I could survive in English in university. I was doing experiments all day. I was in the lab, uh, you know, and I wrote my thesis in English. I did my presentations and my examinations in English because it's university. Professors, of course, understand English, and some of them speak English. Not all of them speak English, but most of them understand English. So, but when it comes to the society in daily life, they don't speak English. There are few old people who speak English. Comparing to young generation, old generation can speak English better than the young generation. Young generation has no interest to speak in English at all. Completely zero. I can tell honestly. I'm speaking honestly here. I don't need to get any, you know, bad comments, or I don't try to save some Japanese person's some part of the body.
Mhm.
I used to live in central Tokyo. They try. They sometimes they try. Of course, they try to be Japanese culture is a really polite culture. Even they don't like you, they try to be polite to you. But seriously, they don't teach in school. They teach in school, but it's different. They don't speak. You know, if you go to Turkey at the moment, if you meet with someone in Turkey, they speak English somehow. But if you try to talk with my parents, my father and mother, they don't understand English. I'm talking about Turkey. I'm from Turkey, right? I'm Turkish person. In Japan, it's worse than that because in Turkey, you walk around, you can see someone that's speaking English. Of course, it's not gonna be really big deal. In Japan, some places like you said, you went to the small island, right? It's normal. I didn't. I'm not surprised about it. For me, it's quite normal. Japan is an island, isolated for a long time, and they have everything in Japanese. All the books, you know, I studied positive science, right? You say like biology. All the biochemistry books translated in Japanese. They don't need to try to understand some literature in English. You know, at the moment the science speak English, right? All the manuscripts come out with the English. But even they don't speak English, it's okay. They still have their own journals written in Japanese. Not all the professors prefer to publish in English also. Still. So this is from the Western side. This is quite wrong. When I came to Japan the first time, I was also shocked. I was very surprised. I was really, really shocked. I got depressed actually. But that's here. That's how it is.
Yeah, I
It's
had
Japan.
some people visiting there, and it's the same. Actually, like, and also as you said, everything is in Japanese. Like, that's and it's actually absolutely fine, because also a lot of business is focused just about Japanese industries. There was somewhere Chris chatting. So Christopher, he's, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, his ex girlfriend is Japanese, but she was probably like a little international. So Chris is my friend uh, from Hong Kong, but I did find the
Mhm.
Japanese culture to be. It does seem from outside like Japan is very international and developed, but I feel this is just the word interpretation. And I heard many people, because they see Japan as this future, but they often go to Japan, and I heard the description someone told me, it looks like imagination of the future that was back in 80s. How the people imagined the future. you
I
know
can tell like 60s actually.
yeah, that's the like kind of, but then like our future is different. I think even some times ago, when I would visit some Japanese pages, they actually look like written in HTML. They very messy, very colorful, nothing like the clean, sleek, well designed, great UX. But that was my impression. The other thing, like Soy is asking, the Japanese kids are in school 28 hours a day. How they cannot speak English if they study so much?
I don't know. I mean, how come I can know this question? I I can tell him easily. Like I took English prep class 1 year in high school. I took English prep class 1 year in the back in university. I studied university in Turkey. Till the time that I went to the United States, I didn't speak much.
Hmm.
So they once again they read and write in somehow, but they don't speak. And Japanese people are not really talkative. If they don't know you, they don't talk to you.
Hmm.
It's a
So,
closed society.
and
And
go on.
you know what? When I came over here 9 years ago, there were not many foreigners. And still, I lived in the central Tokyo because of the university. And nowadays, all the borders are closed again because of the COVID and so on. But around this area, you can still see many foreigners like me. They live here. If you go to the suburbs, no foreigners, no one. Okay, one of my friends, she was teaching English here, and she is actually Polish. She went back to Poland now. Where she lived in a suburb, and she was teaching English to the uh, what elementary school students, I believe. And around her, she could only talk with the another foreigners, like few people. She didn't
Hmm.
have any chance to talk with someone.
Yeah. Here
That's
is the Soy saying that they can speak, but they don't because they are not talkative.
no, no, no. If they speak English, they speak because they want to show that they can speak also.
Hmm.
If
Um.
they really think that they speak English, they speak.
Hmm.
And they're shy. It's a closed society. Taro
I
Kimura says not true. I don't know.
it seems like the Japanese name, but like Taro, I will get to you because I actually want to have like very slow conversation.
Mhm.
Many people were like shocked because of the messages that the Takumi, which is known as the whale, was sending, and it was written in perfect English.
Mhm.
And when I was in Hong Kong, I had many friends that did business in other. That was mainly in China, and I think the case could be similar as in Japan. They have really great translators, like they have
Mhm.
amazing translator software. And if you read the conversation of my friends, it was
Mhm.
all in English, perfect conversation. but those people could not speak English in person. But the English, the business conversation was just fine. Like it was great. It was looking like they speak to other. Is it? Am I getting right here? Maybe.
Okay, so very first time when uh, I read the props written by the Ware, I told my Turkish friends and I told them that, oh, this guy is Japanese 100% and he doesn't speak English because it's written really formal way. Like it's not like somebody that speak English. I believe because of Japanese society, he wrote those sentences in Japanese very formal way because he has to answer in a formal way. That is Japanese society, and he uh, let somebody translate him in a formal way. That's why it's really formal. It's like a book chapter, right? You can read really perfect grammar. I don't use perfect grammar. You don't use perfect grammar,
Yeah.
right? But those sentences almost perfect grammar.
This is exactly what I also noticed. Like, though often people who don't speak English, they are very official, and for many Westerners, that give the impression they are like actually they must be so good because it's so official. English speaking person don't talk official. I don't know how to talk official. You know, I just I it's not my I first time even when I went to UK. I was actually living in UK. I was working in the bar for 2 years. I've been hanging out with some Thai people in UK, and there was also like some Chinese community. It was students. They barely spoke English. They were able to write. They they master degrees in perfect official English, but yet they were unable. My spoken English was better than theirs, but I would be not able to do this, So that was like kind of strange thing, but I think that's how it is. I want to go to Taro. Taro, like Japanese name. So Taro, country of aunt and grandmas. What do you make of this?
He says he's Japanese, though. He wrote.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he called Japan country of aunt and grandmas. Is it true? Because I do have imaginations that Japan is like just a lot of aunties, like these old people having some money, yeah, right?
Yeah, population is kind of aged in Japan.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that. It's well known.
yeah.
But
So
you know,
it seems
but
Taro is agreeing.
besides a lot of yeah,
Um,
but besides many young people over here, you know,
mm-hmm,
of course, and it's a big country. The population is 130 million, I believe, at the moment,
mm-hmm.
and so
Oh, okay. So he's phrasing
of
me.
course many
Uh,
aunties. It's normal.
yeah, he's phrasing me, but I'm using this because I don't know how it is because like I'm just Hong Kong is very different than Japan. That needs to be said. Also in regards to language, but Hong Kong society, when you have the elder person, like 60-year-old or something like this, everyone call them aunties. Aunties, this is auntie or uncle, and they like to go to the park, play mahjong. They bet on horses, but they don't have really like tech knowledge or anything like this. They love to buy the government bonds if they would invest and stuff like this, but not really. And
True.
so
Same
then
here.
so that's how I was imagining the society in Japan. You have these aunties. They have money on bank account a lot often, maybe not all because there's like big poverty, but they are just doing, like a little gambling, like to buy government bonds because it gives you solid 3% a year, maybe. Um so the but Taro was saying that he can speak. Oh, so Taro, this is addressing to the Taro. What's the Taro opinion? Can Japanese speak English? The local Japanese person, not hybrid, like like him. And so we wait for the answer. And meanwhile, I want to ask you, so how is crypto in Japan? Like, how does it
Okay,
look? Is
so
it like here that you have the news, download your custodial wallet, tens of exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, where you can buy the coins, transfer them to
no,
the wallet, or
there is no Binance here. You can use Binance Global.
Mhm,
I just today checked the total amount of exchanges in Japan, and the new. Let me look once again here. Uh, the new report just published the 1st of April this year, just this month. And I checked the numbers. Only 30 exchanges in Japan. It's all registered under the financial bureau. It says, and uh, in these 30 exchanges, only one exchange lists Atomy here. Actually,
so it's basically Atom is unavailable to
yes,
acquire in Japan unless
yes,
you would go to foreign exchange.
yes.
Unless, but to do this, you should use English because if you are native Japanese, you will not really go to foreign pages. Is it
Okay,
correct?
I was dealing with the Binance Smart Chain, right? I told you.
Yeah.
And I met with a Japanese guy. He's kind of influencer on Twitter. He's tweeting in Japanese, and he's sometimes sharing some BSC projects and so on. And I asked him how about the Telegram. He said Japanese people don't use Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked him, "Do you speak English?" He said, "I don't prefer to talk on the phone because I use Google. I use Translator." He said, and
Mm-hmm.
also when he writes, like, "Oh, perfect."
Mm-hmm.
He and then I asked him about how about MetaMask. He said Japanese people are having really hard time to use MetaMask. Not even Kepler Wallet. I'm not talking about Kepler Wallet. I'm talking about MetaMask. So the very first time you asked me about this, right? You told me like, how about Japan? And I told you, right? They don't even know the MetaMask. They don't know. Really, they don't know. I'm not lying. And some people think that we are overreacting. I don't overreact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if
Yeah.
Japanese people use MetaMask or not. If they're able to use Kepler or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not.
I want to ask you something. So I was speaking to Chill Validation,
Mhm.
and they were saying that which I felt that the community is getting angry at well because sometimes he mistranslated something. So the Chill Validation gave me, so like it's the one of the validator that I had a chat with, and he was telling me, for example, if they say we don't feel we need to return Juno to investors directly, people freak out and hear CCN won't return. But what they mean is they don't mind if Core One returns the funds as long as the investors get their tokens. Is it possible that it would be such a weird mistranslations?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's language. I'm not really perfect in Japanese as well. Like Taro should make some comments in this case because I only speak daily Japanese somehow. I don't read Japanese at all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but of course, I use Japanese in my work environment
Mm-hmm.
together with Turkish and English.
Yeah.
So it's possible, like I even know as you are Polish, I'm Turkish. Even sometimes translating Turkish to English gets really weird meaning, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
And if they
So
use these translators, some tools or applications, it's quite possible.
yeah. But you told me before you don't actually like whale, right? Because maybe some people think you are here representing the whale.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
even like, but yeah.
No, it's not about I like or I don't like. I don't like this situation. I don't like the drama anymore. Everyone is getting tired. Juno
Mm-hmm.
is dropped $45 to the 15, 16 now. It's related with whale or it's not related with whale. I'm not sure. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
think that nobody knows. There is no answer about this. Everyone wants to blame somebody else. And this guy, Takumi, is just sitting there and he's waiting, like, blame me, blame me. If he keeps quiet, it's better for him, I believe, because we have to. Okay, there is some issue. It's a really serious issue. I remember from one of your videos, you say that you didn't get airdrop Juno, but you bought yourself, right?
Yes.
I'm the same. I was not in a Cosmos ecosystem back then. I bought Juno by myself. I keep investing to Juno, and I don't care if Juno become $100. Of course, I hope Juno becomes
Hmm.
$1,000 or $500. I don't know the value, but the valuable. Like if when outsiders look at Juno, they should see like, oh, this there is something,
Hmm.
you know, going
And
there. I want to clearly express myself in this case. I live in Japan. That's true. I don't like the situation. Personally, I don't know him. So it's not like personally I don't like him. I just don't like this situation. It's so tired.
hmm
I get I wanna get rid of this quickly, as like as many other community members.
hmm
But at the same time, I don't want people keep fighting through Twitter messages or in front of the
yeah.
everyone. And somebody say something, some another one is saying something.
Oh, what was the sweeping
Never heard some.
statements about one country? Um, I want to stick with Takumi.
Okay.
Because Takumi is on one side, and on the other side there is the core teams, and they completely cannot communicate. It seems like.
Yes.
So I'm asking you, like, as someone who is maybe experienced a little bit more with Japanese culture, how to communicate here because it gets nowhere. And is the Takumi having your feeling? So let's say that will not be verified. Is he having good intentions, bad? What's his behavior? Is it common? Like, if that would be other Japanese person acting this way, I want to, because you were saying that there's some specific behaviors there,
Mhm.
like how you
I,
would. Yeah, go on.
I think he knows there is something wrong about the situation, the airdrop situation by itself. And I think he actually accepts that he made something wrong or in wrong way. Okay. Nobody, uh, if he's, they call it clients. I'm not sure they're clients or just investors.
Hmm.
Keep the Kepler wallet like you and me one by one and got the airdrop. Nobody would say something, right? But he tried to manage all these wallets by himself. That's wrong because those wallets doesn't belong to him, but he wanted to keep control over those wallets, and he eventually understood that this is not correct. Everyone keeps telling him that this is not correct, and he knew that it's not correct, but he had to be like really stubborn, and he had to go this way. Like he has to support his belief at first, even it's wrong. But he will not fight like a Western person. He will not shout. He keeps this behavior, and it makes more complicated situation. If he goes and he just tells like
You can
that
say
you
that. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Anyways, then it's
Um,
we get angry, but somehow we can communicate. Even in Japanese, he can tell. He can just put some. He can take some translator with him, and he can just get crazy, and then we can go somewhere else. That's very typical. Instead of going to the solution quickly and correctly, he has to support himself at first. He has to try on his way, even though it's not correct.
mhm,
That is
understand.
that's what I meant to you before.
So regarding, because people ask about Takumi, I speak to Takumi via Twitter
Mhm,
messages,
mhm,
and Takumi told me that he was looking for translators but it's very difficult to find the Japanese translator who is fluent in blockchain and Cosmos ecosystem to understand the
Mhm.
situation, so he could come and not be misinterpreted. And missing, yeah. And I told about I'm having you. I said, but I said you are not maybe perfect with Japanese, so we would have to
Mhm.
draft the questions before, so he would see
Mhm.
the questions, and you would have the questions, so you could actually prepare yourself maybe for the answering or
Mhm.
something like this. But he said yes, like he could do this, but if the questions will be exactly as it is, because then if something in the conversation, something new will fly, it could be misinterpreted. And he's very concerned about he it seems like his main concern, he doesn't want to be misquoted. But I see also you, Taro, if you are fluent, I don't know, we could maybe get this sorted something. But you say something, there is a lot of wallets, but the question is like, oh, he can distribute the funds to the wallets, but let's go a few questions. Is the MLM marketing legal in Japan and this sort of businesses that he's running?
Mhm.
Is it legal?
Maybe you saw on Twitter today. mm, It was Joe, I think, was sharing the information, the legal info about what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's I'm not a government person. I cannot say
Yeah.
it's legal or illegal, but I only can say that people should check that point, like you know, because
Mm-hmm.
again, we don't know if he did this as a like he got profit by himself, or he just made a community, and I don't know, like how he took some percentage. We don't know these kind of details, right? I
Yeah.
never
I
know.
mean, no, it's quite disclosed. I tell you how it's so. There was Atom, and he was
Mhm.
introducing Atom to Japan, and he was
I know.
having this
I
these
heard that.
tours, and he was saying people can invest, but they would be buy through his company, and he would be buying Atom, and they would
Mhm.
maybe have some percentage. I don't know, maybe 30% a year. They would make more money, and with the fact that he was lucky, it was probably shady business, but the price of Atom went up. All of them made money, but also he got the airdrop then, right?
Mhm.
And is
Mhm.
the my statement was, I believe, as long as he didn't have the contract between him and people, there is no obligation to pay the airdrop essentially. But it's moral thing to do it, right? But assuming that these customers are not knowing how to use self custody wallet,
Mhm.
and maybe they're not even crypto people because
It's
they were just,
possible.
so how he can distribute that then, right?
No, no.
Is the
It's but in that case, it's very simple because I know some people from Turkey. They introduce their projects to the people without getting any percentage. They go there, or they just tell them that they download MetaMask and go to that web page, go to PancakeSwap, push this connect button, go to Binance Smart Chain, buy BNB, do this, do that. They make videos, introductions in Turkish, of course, those videos. If in the worst case, let me tell you honestly, if the worst case, they have to buy because the person is very incapable to hold all those process, they buy, they put in the wallet, and then they let the person, they not the let, they ask the person download the MetaMask wallet and set up and tell them that please check your wallet and check your coins. It's in there. You see, that's you paid this much money. We bought the BNB, blah blah blah.
mm-hmm,
It looks so complicated. I know it takes time, but to be honest, I know people are doing this. He could do the same way. He could just tell if they don't have a smartphone, it's okay. He could just give them their Kepler wallet's ID. His job is not keeping some person's wallet as his wallet. You know,
mm-hmm.
his job. As you said, he introduced Atom. They all bought. They invested the Atom. and his job is over. He sold. He got his percentage yearly
Mhm.
or one time. I don't know. He
So
cannot keep. If I tell, let me tell you something like very clearly. I sell you my car, but I keep the car keys. How are you going to get inside the car? You
I
bought, but you
I'd,
don't
I'd
have the
ask
key.
you, can I have the keys? And if you wouldn't give me, I probably would go to police and saying you refuse to give me the keys for the car I bought, right? But yeah, it makes sense. I think he could pull this out. Maybe he would need some help to make these introduction videos. Hey, this is how you download the Kepler. After you do it, after you do everything, this is the address. Send us the address, and you will receive the proportion of the Juno that is yours, right?
Then it's over.
Um, but I, I'm telling you, like, what's the another issue? Those coins were staked, and it's like double of the Juno that
Yes.
he actually had, and probably he does deserve percentage, right? Because that was his business. What how would you like? Is the That's just speculation. What percentage he should get from all of this pool, and who, right? Like,
No. Let me tell you something. Okay. He already got his money by selling. If he staking is not his investment, he didn't find the staking. It's Juno Network's reward. We
mhm,
stake our tokens to on Juno Network by Kepler wallet or another wallet.
mhm,
Then we get those rewards through Juno Network, which means Juno Community Wallet, right?
mhm.
It's not his wallet. He doesn't do anything for getting these coins or tokens, right? Then how come he can get some percentage? What he did he do? Just click stake button? Come on, that could be so easy money.
So you think now the 100% of the pool that exists now should be distributed equally based on the investment of the people? Yeah.
This is today's big discussion. I was looking the Twitter all day, and I got upset actually because some people still say like burn. Okay, it can be an option. I don't know if it's a good option or it's not a good option.
Hmm.
I don't know, but without like without clearly discussing this kind of thing, we cannot just burn.
Yeah.
I cannot burn your token if I can burn Takumi's token if he stole with someone else.
Hmm.
But if another person, let's say Taro, purchased by his money through Takumi, and
Yeah.
Takumi didn't didn't give him on time his purchase tokens. Now we are sitting in our ass and we tell like, okay, let's burn Taro's uh, tokens because Takumi purchased those tokens.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's not correct. I don't agree with this idea.
Yeah. And that's what I have problem, because many people shout burn burn and they don't seem to be able
I
to
was
engage
also
into
thinking to
discussing.
burn it, to be honest, at the
Yeah.
beginning. But after I looked the situation more deeply, I understood that it's not only about Takumi. About staking rewards, I think we should burn staking rewards because he was playing with staking rewards.
Hmm.
He doesn't give it people staking rewards. Or maybe he just started distributing now after
Hmm.
the situation. But beforehand, he had to do on the time. Everything is on time.
Hmm.
When you miss the train, it's already gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So my opinion is here. This should be sorted at start, and having maybe discussion at the very beginning and saying, Takumi, do not stake the coins. Let's hold them for 1 year, then you will get released. Because after 1 year, the inflation is dropping significantly. But within this 1 year, he can gain a lot of power. But yeah, my opinion is different. Not everyone is agreeing with that. I just don't feel we can reverse the mistakes of Genesis, or regardless. Like, if that would be criminal, right? I wouldn't vote for burning someone's tokens, because I feel I'm not police, right? And I know we are not Bitcoin, but I just don't want to be put in the position where the community has right to burn anyone's tokens, because it leaves small percentage of mistake that one day we will get burned with doing this sort of actions. I just want Juno Network to be itself, right? Do you wish maybe that the core teams would do something different? Do you feel they did mistake?
In that case, I mean, back in that time, I was not in this society. I was not belong to Juno community.
Mm-hmm,
I told you I started investing last December.
mm-hmm,
I started really, really small amount, and now I have something. Because I try to keep more, and now the price is down. If I have money, I try to collect. I
mm-hmm,
I don't have much. I maybe have only 40 Juno. I can tell honestly, like,
mm-hmm,
but it's not small for the future of Juno, from
mm-hmm,
my perspective. It's my perspective. It's not a financial advice. Okay,
mm-hmm,
I believe in Juno, so 40 is not a small number for Juno.
mm-hmm,
But uh, they did mistake. It's okay. We're all human beings. We make mistakes. If they did mistakes, then they should realize that they did mistakes. I cannot blame them also because you know what? I like them also. I think they're trying to solve this problem. I think they also feel like me. They feel bored about this.
mm-hmm,
That's why they try to make something quick. And everyone is, including Takumi, gets bored. But what Takumi did mistake, I can tell you easily that he kept he keeps putting more prop, another one, and what the hell is that? It's
it
so boring.
it's a maybe I don't understand. It's a panic or what? Keep doing proposals, hoping that one of them will pick up, right? Um,
We don't
the
go this way, right?
yeah, no, it's like just bad proposal and just um, yeah, I don't know what solution.
I
I
don't
will
have
vote.
any personal issue about anyone. I like them all
Hmm.
as a human being. I don't judge anyone. He made a mistake. He tried to have quick money, I believe.
Hmm.
He found the gray zone, and he tried to get an advantage from that gray zone through this airdrop and the other things. I can tell this on his face as well. But it's life. It's not always go as like we expect it.
Hmm. Um, I I agree. Like people like miss it like because he's 24 years old,
Yeah.
and at the age of 20 his network was substantially lower than it's now. Potentially he wasn't millionaire, I don't know, but now he's multi-millionaire, maybe close to billionaire, who knows. Just speculation. But he amassed massive fortune suddenly, like probably like did not expect it will go this massive way. So I think he's confused maybe a little bit, and I don't want to defend him, but um, I don't. Yeah, he actually did, but that isn't that what you. I don't know, because there was he was saying he could sue someone, but yeah.
Then someone in Japan can go to the court and sue him that he is doing illegal financial institution.
But then we have no proof of
Then
that.
he'll be arrested in Japan.
But what if we have no proof of that?
Oh
That
no,
he
it's
ran.
Japan. No, it's Japan. In Japan, it's not like Western culture. They go very politely. They take his computers, all the computers. They search maybe for 6 months, very slowly. They don't tell him that they're going to arrest him.
Hmm.
They do every search slowly and very carefully. They collect all the single evidences, all of them, one by one. They track down. They write a huge report, and in his case, because he was running a huge business, 15 million US dollar, they said, I believe it's gonna be like this thick file at the end. It may take 1 year, maybe for the Japanese police,
But we need to
then
say
then
that there is, yeah.
then it's obviously he was doing this. Like he sold the coins, right? He
Um,
cannot sell. I mean, he can sell if he goes to the financial bureau and register. As I told you, in Japan at the moment, 30 exchanges are registered in the system.
mhm.
I can share the data with you. I mean, you can also look. It's recently released. You know, he's not
Yeah,
in there.
but what I'm saying, it's possible that he would be found not guilty, right? It's possible. So because so far that the accusations that was
Then
spread,
okay. Another thing, if he sold those tokens with some profit, he had to pay tax. How about this?
but we
In
don't know,
Japan,
maybe he did.
in I don't know either.
But also he could have switched it into other tokens, which that's we never know. So this is like a
Okay, but
because
it's in that case also he has to pay tax.
okay, but we don't know what he's doing. So what I mean, like this all flying accusations, what is important for me, as long as it not found guilty is unguilty. That's that's my
Mhm. No, no, I'm not
uh
talking about. What I'm saying is like he's like I'm gonna sue someone because they're talking bad about CCM. Yeah, you are talking about somebody bad, and it's no
yeah.
nonsense,
Yeah, I
and
remember
and
this.
and make the drama is longer and longer.
I remember this situation because in the first days there was like really nasty stuff. Like so, I tell you what he was probably referring. In the first day when the proposal 16 happened, there was accusations that he was doing hacking and seed phrase phishing. So it was accusation that he was stealing people wallets,
Oh, I see.
and I think he was referring to those accusations that hey, like that's not true. And and that was actually like when the proposal went live, this was also these things that he was stealing people wallets was spread by the core teams. So but I don't want to dive too much into drama. um I want to say thank you because I really enjoy that.
Yeah, you're
And
welcome.
I want to say to community that it's quite cool to talk with any community member because I'm the community member. You are a community member. Can you please remind me your name? It's Ja
Janer.
Janer.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this chat. I think it does widen perspective to some people, and I want to say if any other community members sometimes want to come and chat about Juno, it 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 it, it would be cool. So I think
Thank
it's.
you for the
Do you want to add
opportunity.
something maybe, or that's all you wanted to say in the in this video?
I hope we will be, you know, I hope this drama ends quickly and we will be fine. And I want to keep people seeing happy and believe in the Juno community and Juno itself. Uh, I like Cosmos environment. The people are very, very kind. Just
Mm-hmm.
keep being cool, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Um, Thank you, uh,
Thank you.
Janner, correct? Janner is correct
It's all right.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you my argument. What Japan has the best, or Jacob coming. Maybe I do another chat. Do you know
How
Jacob?
are you?
Do you know
Uh,
Hey,
Jacob?
how are you?
We are actually finishing Jacob.
Well, that's cool. You actually said come on and say hi. So you know what? If you guys are finishing up, you know what I'll do? I'll say, hey, I'll say, sir. No matter what your view on Takumi the whale, really happy to have Cosmos users in Japan, and thank you for interviewing with Marcin. He's awesome.
So, the Jacob, I can actually do maybe another live with you just right after, if you want.
Um, I have a call,
Okay.
So probably we can't jump directly onto that. I'm actually talking with a database vendor.
Okay, because what I
Yeah.
was talking with Janner was he's been working in Japan, so we were more talking about the culture, behavior of people, and how wide is spread the English language. Because there was accusations of the that that Takumi speak English or it's fake. So we will trying to discuss more of those stuff instead of the blockchain itself.
Gotcha. Well, that's
So
cool. You know what I could do if you'd like? Um, if you were to drop me another one of your links, my next call is with John McLeod from
mhm.
Consensus One. He's another validator, and if you'd like to join, and also Canary, if you want to join too, you know, we're just going to be talking, I guess, about one really fast type of database. If you'd like to join, that's cool.
I could join. I'm non-technical.
Okay.
I will not know anything. But Janner, I always say
Hey,
that Japan has the best food. Is it correct? Is it
ah,
true?
It's true. It's
It's true.
true.
it's true.
Very true.
Yeah.
I tell you, we went like when we were in the Ishigaki. We went to the Family Mart, right? And
Okay.
with my fiance now, and we bought the chicken. And whenever in the world, when you get the chicken from the common shop like Family Mart, it's dry. It was delicious, moist chicken. It was unbelievable. Japan is the best. The quality of food, even the food that should be bad quality is excellent quality. And I always say the Japan, the food quality, no one comes close, right?
So one of my friend's friend is a French guy, came to Japan and he was telling that he is having best French food in Japan rather than France.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's
That's
funny.
probably true.
Okay, you want to know a weird thing? There's a Japanese family that moved to Vietnam, and they actually make the best pizza in the country. They're on a chain called Pizza Four Ps. Um, they're not Italian, but that pizza's real good.
That's
Japanese people
quite
can
possible.
make everything better. Like
Yes.
they will make everything better, no matter which culture. But if you want the best Italian food, go to Japan probably. If you want to best Japanese, best French, go to Japan. Always go to Japan. And but also the quality of the meat. I don't know if it's true. Janner, tell me. I heard
Yeah.
Japan doesn't have salmonella in the chickens, and
No.
that there is chicken sushi you can eat.
In case of
Raw
sushi,
chicken.
you can even eat raw meat, raw horse meat. Uh, no, it's not really popular, but you can have if you
Yeah,
like.
and
you
and
know.
and and and
Right,
chicken,
right,
raw
right.
chicken as well.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
What a country, Jacob! Do you see this country? Oh, Jacob gone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I visited. I've been to Japan twice. I visited Tokyo for a Bitcoin mining conference in 2018. It was fantastic. I had a great time. Best, and I guess we're back on the food, but Tokyo Airport has great food.
True.
Um,
I agree.
okay. So and you have like a basis for comparison. You've been around and you notice like you go to other airports and I mean the food is nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
Like I don't. There were real restaurants in there, but in the United States, if you go to an airport, I don't want to say they're like fake restaurants. I mean, they sell food, but the food is not very high quality, right?
Yeah, but in that case, Jacob, when I was in SeaTac, Tacoma, I really liked the foods over there in Tacoma, actually.
In Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah, yeah, in Seattle.
Yeah, okay.
I was
I
surprised,
have
like, it
never.
was
So
really
I've never been
affordable.
there. I've been all around the world, and I really have never been to the West Coast of the United States.
I
Actually,
used to work back in Alaska, actually.
Wow.
oh, that's neat. What did you do?
I worked in salmon plants. I'm a seafood guy, kinda.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yeah.
It's been a long time ago, maybe 10, 12 years back. Yeah.
Hmm. And these days, are you? Is your profession cryptocurrency now, or you
No,
still
no, I have a
working?
daytime job in food still. I import foods.
Nice.
I work for a private company. Crypto is my hobby and trying to make some small money. And, I like blockchain more than crypto,
Oh,
I
interesting.
I like food more than crypto.
actually.
I love discussing about food because the real culture is the food. I like, like
True.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
that's true.
true. It's
uh,
so true.
via my girlfriend I learned to like appreciate the moist food because as the person who come from Poland I grew up eating dry meat. Like
Mm.
Polish people don't know how to cook meat, how to make great steak, how to make moist chicken. And the first time I learned those things, that the chicken's supposed to be soft, was in Hong Kong. And we are traveling, and then I start admiring um those those things. But I know a lot of Japanese
That's
food
funny.
because it's popular in Hong Kong, the Japanese cheesecakes. Sometimes even in Poland I like to do the puffy pancakes, Japanese puffy pancakes, like very fat, the kind of sweet. Do you know this?
What
Mm,
thing?
not
No.
really.
Hmm. I should show you. This is
If you
the great thing. Jana, I think you would know that actually.
if I
Uh
see, or if you tell me the Japanese name, I think I will remember.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. I'll guess because but maybe Taro knows this. And yeah, Japan eat whales as well. The Japanese people eat whales, right? Uh,
Yes, but it's also another thing. It's quite expensive. As I say, I've been living in Japan for 9 years. Only one time I was invited to the restaurant when I was in the university back then. Um, the guy was running a whale processing factory. Then
mhm.
a previous. He was actually alumni of my university. He's a businessman now, and he came to the university and he liked to chat with the foreigners, you know, and invited us to have whale meat with him. Man, it's quite expensive, I can tell. And I had once, but I didn't feel it's so different. It's part of Japanese culture, I can tell. I mean, I can prefer to eat daily sashimi. I often eat seafood at home or at the restaurants.
Yeah,
I
like
prefer,
I had whale, but it was in Iceland, which is very weird because you get the flavor of the sea and the flavor
yeah,
of the steak, because it's actually a mammal. It's not a fish,
yes.
so it's like very. But it wasn't that expensive there. But sashimi, I love, and the favorite part of. Tell me, what's the best part of salmon? Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, if you say salmon, there are too many salmons at first.
Okay.
You are talking about wild caught, or you are talking about the Atlantic salmon, or you are talking about the Pacific salmon. Now we have salmon from Norway, we have salmon from Chile, right?
No, when you have sashimi, right? When you have actually nigiri, like nigiri is piece of meat on the rice, right? Is the
True.
Which part of salmon you like to have on this piece of rice? Is it from the back or
Actually, when you fillet the salmon and then you skin off the salmon,
mm-hmm.
you remove the bones, and I can tell the backside would be really nice, not the belly side. Belly side has more fat, so
Oh,
the belly side I recommend you to bake it or just barbecue it.
I
It's gonna be
my
really
favorite
crispy.
my favorite part. That's why I'm asking, because my favorite part is belly.
on
It's
on
like,
on
oh,
nigiri as a
it's
nigiri.
I love it. I love it.
Really?
It's just, it doesn't mean it's not great. It's
Gracie,
dissolving in the
kind of,
mouth.
yes,
It's like, oh, it's
yes.
like just so soft. It's unbelievable, but also grilled. Actually, in Poland, I had sushi in its great restaurant, and they said the belly usually a little grilled. Oh, just unbelievable. The texture of the salmon belly is like, I mean, like, I would recommend to eat belly to everyone because it's just
Yeah, Taro just right.
beautiful.
Aburi.
Yeah, it just, it's so delicious. Here I eat sashimi less than I would eat in Asia, but I really like good sashimi. You know, and I had once in Ishigaki, was really delicious with my fiance. Went to some restaurant and they had like
Okinawa
piece of,
has really, really, really nice seafood. In Japan, two parts of the Japan. If you go to up north to Hokkaido
yeah.
or down south to Okinawa, both they're all two different parts, right? One in the south and one in the north, right? Both is really delicious and really, really different seafoods. Around Okinawa, you can have colorful, really different kinds of fish. The up north, there are salmon runs in Japan as well. The chum salmon.
Hmm.
You can have crab, like Alaska, and crab is very famous in Alaska. Maybe
Hmm.
maybe you even watched the Discovery Channel show, The Deadly Sketch. It was really famous.
Probably not, but I know they do a lot. I watch some Alaska shows. Yeah, like the,
Yeah, so it's really nice. The variety is quite different. So one of the best places you've been.
yeah, like it had the rice, and then it had wasabi under the piece of meat, and then the sea salt on the top, a little bit of the sea salt. Is it correct what I'm saying? Wasabi was under meat, right? Under fish. The
Hmm.
that
On
I'm
top
not
of
sure.
the rice, wasabi, and
And
on the
yes,
wasabi, it's
I
the
I think I think the wasabi was, I don't know why they did it this way. It was like empty. It was like older a lady restaurant. Or unless my memory mixed, maybe it wasn't wasabi under meat, but it was. But yeah, like the quality insane. And you mentioned Hokkaido, actually Okinawa. The pudding, the Japanese pudding is just also another level. I love Japanese pudding. I remember we, like, there was rainy day and we bought so much pudding we nearly were sick with that. Like we just
so
been
in.
eating
I
pudding
just
all.
recommend you make a lot of money through IBC network and come to Japan for your, honeymoon
We are
after
about to
you're
go to
married.
US. I'm really stressed now, like with that. We actually married in like 2 weeks. So but you also said
Yeah, that's what I am
Hokkaido.
saying. That's what I am saying. Like for honeymoon,
Yeah.
come to Japan.
At some
Now we
point,
cannot
not sure
enter the
if
Japan.
right after wedding, but we will do because we both love food. Like me and my fiance, we are the type of people who travel for food. Like, sometimes we would go for a few days to Thailand, and why we would go to Thailand is for food as massage. Like, this is two things: we would eat and get massage, eat and get massage, and Japan, perfect reason for food. And Hokkaido milk. Do you know Hokkaido milk? There's no better milk in the world than Hokkaido milk. Like,
It's
if
quite
people,
famous.
if someone watching this, and if you think you had the good milk in life, you could, even if you suck it from the cow's teeth, it doesn't compare to Hokkaido milk. It's
Hmm.
on different level. I was buying this Hokkaido milk in Hong Kong, 3.8% fat. When you drink it, it's like cream. Unbelievable. Just different
Let
level.
me just get a drink.
Yeah. Actually, I'm
I can
talking too
hear you.
much.
I have.
Jacob, you alive there? Jacob.
I'm still here, sir.
Yeah. Are you bored with the conversation? I actually like.
No, no, I'm just listening and thinking about food, man. But I'm also programming.
Yeah,
as we're on. No, I
Today
could
I
talk
was reading
food all
actually
day. Actually,
Jacob's
I'd love to hop on and talk about food
with
with you guys sometime. Man,
yeah.
screw blockchains.
Jacob.
Food is awesome.
No,
Jacob,
like
can I
I
ask you?
prefer
Can I
other
ask you
things way
one
more.
question?
And
Yes, sir.
the reason why like I didn't send you right away the link because we're like just talking about the school system in Japan, right? So I didn't know if that would be interesting for you. So,
I
but
mean, I
actually,
used
Today
to be a
actually I was
teacher.
reading
You
the.
know that? I used to be a high school teacher.
I
Oh,
know, but you are
Yeah,
not
so I
teaching
mean,
in Japan.
I actually like to talk about that stuff because I think that education is a place where we can really do better. Like we can really, really improve education.
Yeah,
Um, I I mean, and I don't know anything about education in Japan, right? I'm speaking as all right. Like I had a sort of unique teaching role. All right, I studied history in college, and I ended up landing a really, really great job in China at a private school in Shanghai, where sort of like the whole concept of this place is that the students would not take what's called the Gaokao. That's the Chinese college entrance exam. Okay, because their families wanted them to go to uh, to to school in the United States anyhow, and I got to create a curriculum. And in the second year of that, and I only had that job for 2 years, but it was really, really impactful on I don't know a lot of things for me actually. Um, in the second year, I had to teach the California curriculum, and in the first year, my students were they entered the program as the lowest performing group and finished the year as the highest performing group. And in the second year, it was their results were not good. My results were not good. Nobody was happy. Um, and like I couldn't believe the California Regents curriculum. Like that was Regent the so this Regents, by the way, in the United States, every state has what's called a board of regents, and they set the educational standards. Our students were going to go to school in California, so we taught California Regents, and like the content was just bad. Um, Whereas during the first year, where I feel like my students really progressed a lot, um, like there was very little structure. Um, I would plan classes at the beginning of each day. I had lots of time to spend with individuals if like they didn't get something. Whereas when I was teaching in the style that the state of California mandated, um, just about every minute was planned, and I don't. Probably the biggest reason because at one point I had to make a choice as to whether or not I would do that again for another year, but I did not have the option of creating curriculum again, and I chose not to, mainly because like I didn't feel like it was doing them a service. Um, and that to me that's what teaching was always about is like how do I help the students do cool stuff, right? They're teenagers, they get to explore the world. These were very privileged kids, it's children of really quite wealthy families, and why the hell not, right? What I mean is like, why not go all the way? Why not help the individual student when they have a problem with X, Y, or Z? Why not tailor the lessons to their exact needs? Um, So yeah, actually, I love to talk about education because I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna homeschool my son. Um, I'm beginning to do that now. He's 3, and I mean, I think a large part of it is going to be working with me. Actually, um, I'm blessed to just this is our office, and it's not just one floor of this. There's 4 floors of this, and we have a bunch of really smart, um, like either recent college graduates or recent college dropouts working here. And like, I can't think of a better environment for him to learn naturally. I do want Anik to learn Vietnamese, very much so. I feel like that's a big failing of mine. I speak Chinese. I speak some Korean. I speak Italian.
You speak simplified Chinese, correct?
Yeah. Putonghua. Yeah. Um, yeah. Not. I do not speak.
Mandarin, you mean?
Yeah, Mandarin.
Yes. Exactly. I
Sorry, I
don't
said
speak
simplified.
Guangdonghua.
Simplified is writing. So like, and writing is
Well,
simplified or traditional, and spoken Mandarin, Cantonese, Fujian, right? There is many.
Cantonese is very different though.
My girlfriend,
Um,
so my fiance speak Cantonese, right? Because she's from Hong Kong, right? Yeah, it's
yeah.
very different. So like, she's very sensitive about those things, right? Like,
Well, I mean, wouldn't you, I would figure at this point anybody from Hong Kong would, unfortunately, rightly be pretty sensitive about it.
yeah,
I love that city, by the way. That's a city with a lot of natural energy, and yes, it has changed. And no, the changes have not been for the better.
yeah,
Marcin, sorry. Taro just asking what I am drinking.
yeah.
I'm
I
drinking
wanted to.
this, man.
And what is this?
Highball.
What is it?
Highball.
Oh, very nice.
Is it alcohol, like whiskey, or?
Whiskey soda.
Oh wow.
And so, I mean, a little uncultured. I'm drinking soju from the bottle.
Soju
Shochu?
Korean, right?
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Soju is
Korean, also Japanese, and Chinese also have shochu somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Both
Yeah,
Actually,
this is a Korean one. It's Jinro.
Jinro. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
I
very
have to
famous.
say I'm kind of partial to the grapefruit flavored soju these days. Although, wait, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Jinro. Very
and
famous.
uh, you know, I want to say about because as my girlfriend, she writes and read traditional Chinese. When we would travel to Korea, old Korean is actually traditional. Like, she could read the temples, like all of the signs. They had traditional Chinese there, but
Before
also,
they switched over to Hangul. Yeah,
but also,
Hangul is super cool. I can read Hangul.
and but also when we go Japan, she can understand, like when she see Japanese writing, she can understand what is this, because Japanese writing Japanese is similar to traditional Chinese. Am I correct?
Yeah.
She just said a little similar, the
It's
traditional
actually
Chinese to Japanese.
they both use the kanji. And kanji comes from Japanese. Japanese kanji comes from Chinese symbols, but the
Yeah, so probably
pronunciation
that.
is quite different.
Yes.
And 80% or 90%, I can say, the meaning are quite similar with the Chinese kanji because the roots are Chinese. But when it, how I know this, because I used to work with the Chinese people in the lab when I
Mhm.
was working in the university, and they didn't have a they didn't have hard time to understand Japanese by reading, right? They cannot
Mhm.
speak because the pronunciation is quite different when it comes to
Yeah.
Chinese and Japanese. Even the same kanji, they do understand the meaning, but they cannot read.
Yeah,
So
so when I would go to with my fiance to some like Japanese restaurant, she can, this is salmon, this
Mhm.
is, so she can tell me what is what. She cannot speak Japanese, but she can know what the writing says.
Yeah, if they
um
write in kanji, she can know. If they write in hiragana or katakana, then I guess she doesn't understand. Um,
mhm,
so in Japan, basically, they use three different symbol,
mhm,
that which is hiragana. It's simplified, and katakana used for the foreign origin words like cola. They write kora,
mhm.
kora. They write like it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
cola.
it's phonetic, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's phonetic, right? And so, but I don't read any, you know, I don't read any Japanese,
Yeah.
and my son is having fun on me, but
Yeah. I had
this
the
is
same issue. So because I only lived 3 years in Hong Kong, and I started learning at the end. So what I was doing, I was like, because my fiance mother, she has the restaurant, but she speak like Cantonese. So I would learn how to order things on the phone, and I would say that. But all of the learning was based on the English writing, like on, I mean, the uh, alphabet is it Roman alphabet, right? Roman alphabet, based on the Roman alphabet. So there was like I tried
Latin.
to speak. Sorry, yeah, Latin alphabet. So I would try to say, but I could never read, because also, like, I think not many, because not sure how it's in Japan, but Jacob knows this, that there is, like, as I said, there is a written simplified Chinese and
Mhm.
traditional Chinese, but the phonetic language is the separate matter. So Taiwan writes traditional Chinese and they speak Mandarin. Mainland China writes simplified Chinese, they speak Mandarin, while Hong Kong writes traditional Chinese and speak Cantonese, right? So, like, those, you can, this spoken language is not related to the written exactly, like it's different. You could write, but you could speak different language depending
It's a
on.
quite huge country. It's quite normal. I can say it's like even the food in China. Um, we often go to one halal Chinese food restaurant in Japan. I mean,
Yeah.
in Tokyo, actually. Um, I'm Turkish, and mainly Turkish population is Muslim, and they don't eat, the pork and so on. So
Hmm.
the company owner and the other employees are also Muslim, and we go to this halal restaurant, and they really have great lamb, and we love lamb. They have really nice ramen.
Hmm.
It's quite surprising. Like we are like very first time when I went there, it's Chinese food, but it's not like Chinese food.
Hmm.
It's like a totally different. And sometimes I go to the regular Chinese restaurants as well, and I'm like, which is which one is real Chinese? I don't know. It's quite variety
Oh,
is quite.
real Chinese cuisine. Sir, I actually have an opinion here. Okay, real Chinese cuisine is found in Sichuan and Hunan. And
Okay.
and the reason I say that is that, I mean, I don't know if you visited Shanghai, but I personally am strongly of the belief that Shanghainese cuisine is the blandest thing just ever. There's they their idea of food done right is like, I have boiled the fish, or the vegetables have been steamed. Whereas you go to Hunan or to Sichuan, oh my god! I mean, look, like, I ate rabbit kidney, and it was incredible. Like, I had that in Chengdu, capital city of Sichuan province, and then for a while I was dating a woman from Hunan province, and like, I don't know, very very strong food culture there. Like, mm, her mother would show up with fresh bacon all the time, and everything was cooked in animal fat. There was, vegetable oils were not allowed. Um, the food was, I mean, realistically, like super super fatty. Um, but I think really healthy and like just had a very very distinct flavor. And then just for anybody who does not know, like those two provinces are actually close to each other, and there's one major difference in the cuisines. Whereas Hunan food is spicy hot, right? Like hot pepper spicy. Sichuan food is famed for the numb spicy, which comes from that one Sichuan peppercorn. Um, I could go on about this. I
I
really
love
did enjoy
Sichuan
those two
food because
cuisines.
there's some Sichuan restaurants like, and when you eat noodle, there is always the choice of the spiciness, and I always love the actually the numb spiciness. I actually love the
Oh my
noodle
god,
with
me
that.
too. Like
Uh,
I went to China in 18 to visit some Bitcoin mines and visit some Bitcoin mining, like the facilities where they built the machines that mine Bitcoin. Um, I ate so well. I, I remain grateful to my hosts for that. That was just, it was like unique and interesting food every single day.
Mala noodles. Awesome one. Um,
Can I ask a question to Jacob?
sure, go on.
Please, please, I'd love that, man. Ask anything.
Okay. Today I was reading your Twitter about this prop 9. Now it's 19, right? 18, 19.
Yeah, yeah, we're up to
I, I got
19 now.
I got I got I got lost in between the props, like which one is which. We were
Dude,
talking with
I
Marcin
gotta be
also.
honest, myself as well. Um, I guess like I voted very early on 18. I didn't realize like it's basically like just ended a couple of days ago, so people were still discussing their votes. Whereas I voted on the first day. Actually, man, now I'm like I now hold a spectrum of opinions, which is I suppose it reflects my actual opinion of Takumi, who's been like, look, I mean, I've advocated burning what is it, $120 million of his, and I have absolutely strongly advocate. Takumi's been really nice to me. I've been speaking with Takumi the whole time, and I guess the biggest trouble is, you know, at the same time, a lot of people have contacted me, and I've heard bad things about Takumi, right? So, like, you know, um, he can be nice to me all day, but what I hear from people from Japan, I assume they're legit because Takumi threatened to sue them. Um, it's not good. So, sorry, I sort of prefaced that, but yeah, I'd love to hear your question, man.
Yeah, actually, it's been long. This discussion is going on. I told Marcin I'm not really old Juno community member. I mean, started investing in Juno last December with a very very small amount, and I keep investing. And I really like Juno. Even now, my friends even call me Juno Janar because I
Really?
really like. Yeah, it's true. And I, as like as everyone in the society, this community, what you call Tameda, we just discussed with Marcy that we want to get rid of this drama, and but at the same time, We have to be fair with his investors, not with him. Like the people who invest money.
Yes. Okay. So check this out. That's exactly how I feel. Um, okay. I don't know if you know this, but I was definitely one of the people who worked on Juno before release. And I'll even share with you super directly. I didn't like the Genesis file. And I told people that. But you know what? Making one of those takes a hell of a long time. I didn't know that Takumi existed. Okay. I just thought it was too old. So anything I would have made also would have included CCN. You get what I mean? And like, okay, so we're dealing with something that is in a very real way. I mean, like, okay, no, I'm not on core one. No, the exact Genesis state was not my choice. Yes, I could have been louder, right? But then, even if I had been louder, I didn't know that this had happened. And my, I've done a couple of pretty large airdrops over the years. And like, I like the feeling of freely giving away something valuable. I'd love to do that for the CCN users, with the tricky bit being like, who the hell are they? Like, and how do we verify, right? Because one thing, and partially this is my fault, right? Like, when I say partially it's my fault, what I mean is that, like, hell yeah, I was posting pictures of exploding whales on my Twitter. You know, maybe being a little too strong, right? Um, where like realistically, if Juno is distributed to thousands or tens of thousands of people, regardless of where they are, that fits the goals that myself and everybody else involved in the launch had. That makes sense?
Sure. So I actually like maybe really bad you're not here because we're discussing the like kind of Takumi culture, and all of that thing. I wonder what was your take on, because there was a lot of accusations that Takumi doesn't speak English. Not sure if you remember those, Jacob. What's your take on that?
I believe that to some very real degree, every fluent internet user speaks English. I also believe that this is a strategy or tactic that came out of my own country, possibly even my own government. But I really I do believe that. Like, if you're really into the internet, maybe you started a cryptocurrency fund. By the way, this does not mean that you speak English like how I'm speaking to you guys, okay? Um, mm, like, look, I could bust out some Chinese, right? And it would be like embarrassingly bad, right? But Chinese people would understand me while they're laughing at me. Um, and I, I do think that Takumi has kind of stumbled back on language. What I mean is like, oh, that was a translation difficulty. When it's like, kind of, nah, you were looking for an unaccountable situation.
So,
And,
Jake,
mhm.
I will stop you. We actually established, like we kind of discussed, and like I believe, Janner believe that Takumi doesn't speak English. Right? This,
Maybe he doesn't.
like
Yeah, I've had the feeling, because I've been DMing with the guy. Okay, I've had the feeling that somebody is translating for him. Of course, I think that's fine. Oh, but by the way, guys, I'll remain solid on my, let's say, theory or postulate or belief that Like anybody really engaged in the internet, pretty much. And again, really, really critical. That does not mean that they can understand our conversation. It means that they know thousands or tens of thousands of English words and can read. Now, these are different things. And then also, there's, you know, culture is really deeply embedded in language. Um, learning Chinese, whew, saw that so much. I felt like, and I don't know if this is like an especially China thing or not, but like that the way that the language works, its frequent use of metaphor, um, actually shaped, Chinese society and furthermore, like Chinese thought. And by the way, this is the sort of stuff that it fascinates me. I love this kind of stuff. Taro, are you serious, Taro? Please, listen. I can send
Actually,
him the link right now. I'll send him the
so
link. Taro, are you
um,
cool with it? Please,
Jacob,
can we
Jacob,
add you to the call?
Jacob. So I'm actually also talking to Takumi, and me and Janner were actually discussing possibility of Janner being translator, but the Janner is not native,
Okay.
and I was
Point
addressing
blank,
that.
this is good. Okay, guys, I don't think anybody wants to just nuke Takumi's Juno. The trouble is, I mean, probably the biggest threat. Let's say we don't even give a shit about money, right? And I can tell you that, like, the members of Core One certainly, look, they've all done well in Cosmos already. Okay, but when I'll turn my camera on. If you compromise Juno's governance, Juno's dead. And yes, I do actually believe that in the present state, to some degree, Takumi has compromised Juno's governance. Now, you take that same Juno that he has through the mistake that we made, and you give it to thousands of people. There's no more threat, and I'd be really
Um,
happy and welcoming to those people.
I
That's how it's supposed to be, actually. Yeah, to be honest. I mean,
Exactly. Yep. To individuals.
we
I
cannot just act like there are no others or there are no investors. We cannot act like that. We cannot act like uh, there are many other people over there, right? The Takumi was a bridge to connect them between the Cosmos ecosystem to the real world. He did his job and he cheated on his job or whatever. But there are two sides of the bridge. Now bridge is gone. We have to make a build a bridge between these people. We cannot just
It sounds to me like your position is almost exactly the same as mine. And I have had a hard time to express and explain that. That, like, okay, well, no, I really don't care much about CCN at all. But I think I hope that you've seen my tweets alongside exploding whales and other stuff like that, where I've said, no, it would delight me to onboard thousands of people like that. I mean it.
I mean there should sure can be help, and Takumi could arrange making videos, which Janner said before, do instruction
Okay.
to people how to get Kepler.
Friends, in 30 minutes, I have to get on another call.
Yeah, like
If
it's
if Takumi's down to get on a call, say 60 minutes from now, it is now my 10 p.m. I would be delighted. Okay, especially since we have people who can translate.
but
Um,
I sorry for stopping you because I discussed with Takumi. I know he wouldn't do it. I
oh
guess
really?
I could offer, but the reason
Oh,
for
that's
that is Takumi is really distrustful. Like he doesn't trust. So with the
all right.
genre,
Let me try. Let me try. You know, trust or not, like,
But so I want to ask Taro. So Taro, I hope you are there. My question is: are you fully fluent in Japanese? Like because he's
He's
very
Japanese. He says like he's Japanese, so he must
yeah,
be.
but Taro was saying he lived abroad. He's like a hybrid. So I wonder if he's like completely fluent with the like Japanese, right? Is if speak average or okay, that's amazing, Taro. Are you living in Japan, Taro? Because what I got from Takumi, he really wants some person that can fully interpret the Japanese terms and who have full understanding on of the blockchain. Because I was offering Janner to Takumi, and what Takumi, because we were thinking to do it, but Janner need help with Japanese. So when I spoke to Takumi, Takumi said we could actually Janner offered this to draft the questions before, so Takumi knows the question before, and Janner is also prepared for answering them
Oh, he
because
lives in Hero. You must be
to
rich, man.
so so um we uh, maybe that wouldn't be ideal, but Takumi is very concerned about mis interpretation. So Taro, I think I could message Takumi if you are on Twitter. I wonder if you would be able to meet with Takumi because I think he's in Tokyo. I will tell we have translator who is from Cosmos ecosystem who is willing, and I think Takumi would feel better if he can actually interview you to do this. Um, but well, it's fine. You don't need to share. But I wonder if you are willing to actually discuss. Uh, w- I think you are against Takumi, which I don't think Takumi likes much. Which, but so the question is,
That's funny because it's really hard to find someone that really
I
agree with
mean,
him.
if I would speak Japanese, I would be perfect candidate because I stated I'm not for locking tokens because I'm not here to fix Genesis, and I could even make the case
well,
like this.
let me just say, I hate the idea of nuking,
Yeah,
and
um,
the main reason that I have advocated for it is that I have been able to confirm nothing about Takumi the individual or CCN, and that it's messed up because I discussed this with Sonny Argawal to some extent. And what I said to him was like, I feel like I'm being pulled in two directions. I'm a Bitcoiner, and like, hell yeah, immutability. And like, to the audience, a little bit of background. I literally own part of a Bitcoin mine in New York State. I freaking love Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is the best money in the world. Um, I also think that what we're building in Cosmos is really important because it kind of goes further than money, and like what I mean is that like I don't view my Cosmos tokens as money exactly. They're like they're a little bit like corporate equity, but not at all the same. It's like you apply that collaborative concept of building a company, right? But you make that global scale and allow anybody to participate without restriction. It's I mean, hot damn. I really like Cosmos, guys.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just. I think it could work, but yeah, like I know your argument, like with Juno not being money, but the thing is because I was thinking also what I would do right in this case, and I think what would be very strong case against community. There was, I think, even Dimi, not sure if you saw this, in the Commonwealth, was saying that he advised Takumi to engage third party entities in Europe or US and help to solve this issue.
And I fully agree with Demi. That like
And
Demon Post was actually excellent because what it
so
does is it protects uh, these investors and guys. I like look. I've built myself three or two ish chains, but I've done Genesis definitely twice with Blurt and with Dig, and like a wide distribution. That's why you build an airdrop. Airdrops are not easy to build. You know, you do that because you want to onboard thousands of people. I'm not gonna. If there's a real possibility, by the way, I should say, and maybe I should ask Kinnear, and I apologize I wasn't here earlier. Here's my question, sir: does CCN have customers?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the CCN. I mean, I
Eh,
live in Japan. It's true, but actually, okay, we haven't talked this with Marcin today, but we've been chatting about that. We are also not sure. Are you sure, Marcin? Do they have customers? Nobody knows. Do they have customers?
I
We
believe
all
I actually, so my belief is I believe they do have customers. Big part of this customers is rather, I'm not giving, I believe they have customers. And I believe big part of these customers is rather elderly people, and they running some kind of like events telling them, hey, here is they were probably running events, hey, here is Cosmos, and they probably were like saying this is very good cryptocurrency, invest with us, we will give you 10% yield or even
okay.
20% yield.
Let
And these
let let
people start pouring money, not knowing essentially what they get into, and that's how they amass this big
I mean,
power.
so like you believe that the grannies exist?
they don't pay any penny, man. To be honest, okay. My half family is Japanese, right? I live with my mother-in-law here,
Mm-hmm.
the same house. I do this kind of thing. She says like, "What is that?" I don't give any money for that. I don't know what are you talking. She says me like, "What are you talking about? What is crypto? What is dench?" They call it denchi money. It means like electronical money about the cryptocurrencies. Yeah, she says like, "What is that?" I don't know. As you said,
Okay. I
Which
just so you
says
know,
yeah.
my
the
dad
fact,
says that, and my dad, like a fairly technical person. In the '90s, he had the job title webmaster. Um, so like, yeah, he certainly knows the web, right? But like, yeah, I'll tell him about what I have a very hard time telling, especially older family, like what it is that I do. Because they'll be like, what did you did what? Like, yeah, no, that's what I do every single day. Like, but it's just fake. Like, well, not. I mean, actually, I think it's pretty robust, and I do like it. I couldn't work the kind of hours that I work, or have the kind of enthusiasm that I do, without like actually believing in the work that I do. And so I don't know.
But
You could
let's
say
make
I'm a
a
true believer. What's
shortcut,
that?
Marcin. When we or when you guys make an interview with Takumi, let's ask him directly. Do you really have customers? Do you really have these grannies or
Please.
whatever?
Yeah.
Is
what
We need
and
to do.
another cost? Actually,
I
the
mean,
first question.
sorry to stop. Not all of them are grannies. I think it's
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
60
Of
year
course.
olds,
Like
some 30. It's mix of people, but they are not crypto native. And I
the
believe they
simple
made
question.
investment based on the high promised yield. Even 10 or 15 years in Poland, we have like Ponzi, which was like a company was saying they sell gold investments and they promised 12% yield. People poured into this and it ended up they all lost money. Maybe it was something like this, that there is crypto that we promised this yield and people invested into it, right? And they were lucky. So that
Actually, the first
but
question is: does really CCN exist or not?
Well, okay, check this out. I don't care if CCN exists or not. I actually care if the investors exist or not, right? So, like, the reason I say that is that I personally am really painfully aware that it's difficult to like create a corporate entity to deal in cryptocurrency, and I realize that's difficult anywhere on planet Earth, right? So let's say CCN is something that Takumi just like pulled out of his hat one day. Ah, I am the CCN, right? You know, I don't know. People have done much worse, right? So then my question is just like, are there customers? Are there these tens of thousands of people who, if we burn the whale or hunt the whale or, otherwise slaughter the whale, are going to lose money? Because I really did want to give value to individuals. You know what I mean? No, I really did not want to give value to Takumi. Period. End of story. Like, that's not how we wanted it to work. Actually, a lot of this I think is a great, great lesson in airdrop design. But like, I don't think anybody else on Core One or even a single validator would disagree if they knew how to get the so-called CCN Juno to the people who should rightly get it. I don't know how to do that. That's why I keep telling Takumi directly and to his face, and I feel weird about this. I've never been in such a position, right? I'm telling this guy, dude, like, no, I believe that the cleanest solution is to burn this money of yours. Just like nuke it, destroy it. It's not money, it's stake, it's vote power, but it's wealth, to be sure. It's valuable. I don't like that.
I'm sending message to Takumi.
Please do. Please do. Tell him he can be
No,
on with
I'm
me right
just that I probably
but,
found,
but that we may have to, like, we can sing teeth like
It's
God's shoe
12:10
shine.
in Japan. Maybe he's sleeping. I don't know, or he's
uh,
just looking his Twitter.
no, I realized he has really bad sleeping habits, and I'm admiring you that you sit
I
with
think
us
his sleep
for
habits are as bad as mine.
so.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say that there is a chance that Takumi is actually substantially larger than we think. That Takumi could be even the largest atom holder, because we know that the two validators, that's Takumi, but Takumi delegates probably plenty tokens to other validators. I don't know. So there is a chance that Takumi could be very large atom holder.
No,
Which is fine.
it's
Which
not.
is
Hang
fine.
on. It's not a chance, Martin. It is not a chance.
Who is
As
larger?
far as I
Tell
understand
us
it,
who is the biggest whale.
well, no, I mean I don't know, and that's it's a pseudonymous system. You don't put your name on a wallet. You can, and for example, like I intentionally doxed all of Notional's wallets, but like that's a choice, right? It's not built into the software. I linked my identity to the Notional brand. And so when you click on one of our validators, you can see our wallet, it's me. But like that's a choice. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I also wanted to address. So you said the Demi, right? The Demi did good thing, but he was advising to find these third parties. But
Yeah.
as the
Like
Juno,
what Demi outlined was a workable solution that
yes.
would get the funds to individuals. And again, I don't care about CCN or Takumi. Right?
Hmm.
Like, it may not be. This is not a situation where like fairness is going to happen for Takumi or CCN. Okay, and I don't even know what that is because I don't know what CCN is, and I only
Hmm.
have the slightest clue, a little bit of a clue who Takumi is. And all I can really, really say is, if that's really him speaking to me, he's a very polite person. and like, and I respect that a lot. You know, just
Yeah.
given the stressful nature of the circumstances.
And
Um, is he also possibly a thief? Whew, you should hear what people say to me. I mean, maybe, right? But like, I don't know. I like Demi's solution. I really did.
so, but the issue is here, like, so it means engage the um like, let's say the real world, the verifiable real world solution, like maybe lawyers and entities like this. But then Juno claim to be this network that is, like, fully permissionless and decentralized, doesn't exist in this regulated world. So Dimi suggests to go to this regulated world. But then from other hand, what Takumi could also do to use this regulated world, including engaging lawyers, and try to prove that in fact these tokens belong to Takumi, because um, there was no contract, and also find the holes that would make legal trouble for everyone who make it difficult for Takumi to keep the tokens. So that's why I feel you claim to be this, unregulated thing, but in fact you want to engage those regulated entities. I don't know if that makes sense, but Jacob. Jacob, I don't know, Jacob is thinking, or I made him silent. I think Jacob is gone, right?
Maybe, yeah. I think, you know what? It's my opinion, right? Try, let's try to make a meeting. I'm not gonna say interview, but then make a meeting, make a discussion with Takumi all together.
Mm-hmm.
Taro will help. I try my best, and if I think Jacob will also show up, and then uh, it's gonna be really good to have this discussion for the Juno community. Then let after our discussion, of course, developers will have some idea, core one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
let them think about it, and let them try to find something
Yeah.
else, because it's not our fault, as Jacob
Yeah.
said. It's
I
it's it's
Yeah,
you know
I think maybe you feel the same. So like I really want to do it with Takumi, but
yeah,
because I've seen some comments and I think he is afraid of that, and I also wouldn't like to that the interview would be basically the questions that are attack. You know what I mean?
no, 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 it's not nice, of course. I'm
I
here as your guest. If you just attack me,
yeah.
it's nonsense.
So
It's
kind of like I know you would do it, but I don't know like if others. That's why I make sure that someone is not against, like very Takumi is not in this burn. And I think what would suit to this interview, trying to keep this in this um Japanese culture conversation. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Just
mhm.
let's make it the way that he wants it. I understand, because like we trying to get something. I understand maybe it could be opposite, but I think if we host it the way he wants it, at least we can get his face out and people can see human, make their own minds, and this way, even if we make it easier for him, they might get answers for some questions. That's what I want to do,
True.
right? So
I do agree with you. Totally agree.
and Janner, it was like really, as I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I'm very
Even
happy to have the conversation with community. It's midnight, and do you sleep like this, or it's occasional? Do you stay up late usually?
yeah, generally around 1 o'clock.
Okay, like really appreciate you coming here, and
Yeah. Thank you so much again. I mean, it's really nice to be with you here and the community. I hope many people will watch, and I think you really put something on you really put a lot of effort on this small community. You really almost every day you post some new videos. I see. I hope you will be succeed.
Thank you. Trying my best to get there. So enjoy your night, and
Yeah, you
and
too.
meet you in
Anytime.
person. Thank you.
Take
Thanks a lot
care.
for your time. And sorry that it
Yeah.
went for so long. I didn't
No,
expect
no,
that. I
no.
thought it was, yeah.
It's just went naturally. So